Hello, 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 everybody. Hopefully, let's see. Getting a little booper. I think that means that I am live. If so, we might as well go to the close up cam. Let's see. And since I am the only one here, might as well post a little thing in Mr. Kittle's stream. Very. I can spell my own name here. Has gone live with coin store score mega sode. Boom. All right, capture. Excellent connection. Looks like we got 3 concurrent viewers. Let me say hello in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, so today and Friday were really good days at the store. We were extraordinarily busy. Friday, I managed to pick up a good chunk of items for my typeset. Big Mill Hunt Silver, how you doing? Going for filling up another type book. Not going for the best of things or the worst of things, but just a nice middle ground. Picked up, this is an 1882 shield nickel. I can't tell if that's blurry or not. Oh, that's way better right there. That's better. Again, not a fully mint state coin type of thing, but pretty good. So that will fill the non-raise version of the nickel hole. So it's pretty nice condition. It's got some odd toning to it. I'm assuming it was in a book at one point with probably a bunch of sulfur in the pages, so the older books had that. So it didn't fare too well on, turning pretty. It kind of toned a little ugly. And let's see, I think this is the nickel that I picked up. Don't tell Kittle your bell is rung and his is not. Thanks, Big Mill. That's funny. This is the one I picked up with the raise. Now, this is a completely black coin. Nickel does have a virus that can attack the nickel itself. That's why you will see coins either black or red. This one ended up turning black. This is an 1866 shield nickel. And as you can see on the reverse, it's got the rays going out from around the 5. So this will fill in that type for the holder. So again, another nice coin. This one they wouldn't consider this a good coin for a straight grade if you sent it in. It they would consider it environmental damage just because that's what they do with nickels like this, which is too bad because it's just part of the metal and what becomes of part of the metal. So that's the next one of those. Let's try to keep this in order so I don't go crazy because this was Friday's pickups, but also today we bought a good collection of foreign for my foreign collection. So to fill the copper nickel spot or the cupro nickel spot, picked up this little gem, this 1863. This is that middle of the Civil War era cent. As you can see, nice full Liberty. There's still partial diamonds on the headband. Um, nice strong eye. Everything that wears down pretty quick is still here. It's probably a very nice high XF. I don't know if it would go into an AU category. I don't think so. But not too bad nonetheless. And I am doing this live knowing full well that Mike is live as well. So most likely this will just be for everyone to go back and watch later. But how you doing, Vern? Good to see you. DRS, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is a nice tight piece for the Cooper Nickel area. Um, I was lucky to get quite a few coins to fill part of the book up with. A book came in, and I may have ravaged it a bit. So it was, yeah, I may have ravaged through it a bit for my own personal enjoyment. I can definitely, say. Let's see what's next. We'll go to the Type 1 Standing Liberty Quarter. Now, this coin does have a light cleaning on it. There's no real question about that. But as you can see, so there's the 1917. But you can see that you can still see her entire face. You can see the little shield on the shield. That part wears away really quickly. I'm an Indian scent myself. That's kind of funny. I'm sure Nightbot's going to be going crazy all by itself eventually. With this one, I guess it's good that Lima is not here. But if you look at what would be her right breast, you can see that the right breast completely shows. It's not covered by cloth as were the Type 2. They considered this too risque back then to have that, so they covered her up in the Type 2. And they added some stars on the back. But, they covered up her cleavage, so that was always a letdown, Come on, when you're a kid, you always got to have the coins. So, though it had a light cleaning, still a nice coin. You can see all the feathers on the eagle. Nice strong border, and everything is still intact. E pluribus unum, and as you can see on this, you like breast too? Yeah, me too. Oh yeah. As you can see, we're on the unum. It's VNVM. I believe earlier in Mike's gaming chat, they were talking about the V on the peace dollar for "In God We Trust," and then the U in trust is a V. But it's the same thing. The V was used because of Latin. The other Jimmy, hello, how you doing? So again, another nice hole filler. Because it was cleaned, it was kind of on the inexpensive side for a Type 1 in this condition. So that was kind of nice to be able to pick that little thing up. All right, let's see. Move on. These aren't in any specific order, so I'm going to be going from denomination to denomination and back and forth just because it's however I'm grabbing them. Where'd it go? There we go. Oh, we're upside down. And center. All right. Here's a nice 1856. This is a seated dime. So this one will be for the typeset. I personally have an 1856 in my slab collection as part of my actual typeset, not just in a book. And I think that one came back in a 64 plus holder. So, Brian Smoose, how you doing? So this one's pretty nice. Again, not the perfect coin. Not really even what I was looking for when I was picking out coins. I just want this to be a nice run-of-the-mill, slightly better than average, though, type book that I'm putting together. Just I don't want to go crazy and spend thousands and thousands on each coin. I'll never finish it. So I'd rather just enjoy it more and try to have fun putting it together. So you can see there's some nice toning around the outside. It's original toning, so it's actually like a really dark gray. There might be some, like up at the very top, little bits of like purple or green, but they seem to be showing up red for some reason under the camera. And you can see how shiny it is. Again, this was probably cleaned at one point, so and there are little scratches and stuff, but it's 150 years old almost. There's going to be stuff like that. Let's see. How's it going, caveman? How you doing? Yeah, Vern. It was a really nice, complete typeset book. I did want to buy the whole book, but I do also have limits, and I had to leave quite a few of the expensive coins behind, and which is fine. I can't buy everything. I work there. I don't own the place, so I can't just have all the coins. I guess it would be dangerous if I owned the place. I'm not sure if I'd ever make any money. Just wanting to bring it all home. All right, so I am not going to say what this is. I am just going to put it underneath the scope and see if any of you know what it is just by looking at it. I'll give it a little bit into chat so that I don't know how long a delay I have is. But if anybody can recognize it just from the obverse, let me know, because this is a different coin than what most people would think, and most people don't even know that this type of a coin even exists. Shield nickel? No, no, not a shield nickel. We had some shield nickels. Shield nickels have a shield on one side and then a 5 on the other. Brian says half dime. No, but that's a good guess, because most people don't know about half dimes either. Let's see. Vern says yours looks like scrap. Is it a quarter? It is not a quarter. Both good guesses, because it is a smaller coin. But if we turn it over, let's see, we'll bring it up. I won't bring it all the way up. We'll just leave it like right there. Let's see, quarter too small. That's correct. It's too small to be a quarter. And the other Jimmy says a 3-cent nickel. Nope. But again, another one, the Trime. Nope. Those both have distinctive differences. This is a 20-cent piece. This one's from 1875. From the S from San Francisco. Oh, you don't gotta retract it, Brian. Those are good guesses, because those are things that most people wouldn't think of. So, but yeah, so a nice 20-cent piece. This one I don't think was cleaned. Luckily, it's in nice condition. It does have a little nicks and dings here and there, but again, it's just meant for a hole filler. It's not a high mint state grade, but it's also not just like a $75 or something, good condition type piece. So it's kind of the in between. I think it's a probably like a very fine condition, no real issues with it. It'll fill a hole. So, but yeah, so that was a fun piece. Though I will have to admit, I did have to pay up for that one. That one was not on the cheaper end. I think that was almost the most expensive coin I bought for the typeset, at least that day. All right, let's go to this one, because somebody mentioned half dime, so I will show this little half dime. Whoa! I almost dropped it too. That is the problem with half dimes; they are small. All right, let's get it up here. There we go. Little 1861. Again, nice little Civil War. Didn't know about the 20-cent piece. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that we had a 20-cent piece, because it was only for a couple of years. Very similarly, most people don't know that we had a $4 gold coin as well. So those are extremely expensive, though, for those. But this nice 1861, it does have some really nice book toning on it. The whole thing is toned. Um, I don't think it's worth sending in. It's not a high enough grade for the coin, but it's still pretty, and it will look really good in the book. And the book itself that I have is about 50 years old, so it's gonna it'll go really nicely in the book. So 50, 60 years old, almost 60. I think it was 1960 is when it was put out. So the book is around 60 years old itself. So this would go nice in there and turn it over. It's a real sharp coin. Let's see. There we go. The back is even nicer. You can see it's very crisp and sharp. You can see all the kernels in the corn. The other Jimmy says, "Flip it! It's flipped! It's flipped!" So, on the right hand side, you've got the kernels in the corn and all the leaves and the wheat stalks at the very top. So it's pretty nice. It's got all the denticles going around the outside. It's a pretty sharp coin. Again, it's not most expensive, but again, not going for that. Just trying to fill the holes with decently nice coins. So yeah. So if and obviously I do work at a coin store. I do make that pretty clear. A lot of coins we have in store. But if you guys are out of the state, we do sell stuff on our eBay page. And if there's anything specific that people need, they can always let me know, and I can try to work with you about getting stuff. Here's another cent for Vern. This is a nice 1859. This is a 1-year type. This fits in the book as well. It's the Cooper Nickel 1859. Again, you can read all the letters of Liberty. You can see a partial diamond on the little headband coming down towards the neck. It's not crazy, amazing condition, but there's no real flaws. Maybe a tiny little rim ding right down here at the very bottom. Let me actually look. Yeah, looks like it might have just dropped on the ground at one point from a height, and there's just a tiniest little rim ding there. And then if we go on the back, you've got the little laurel wreath that goes around. Let's see, Don, I'm sending you an email at some point tonight to inquire about a few coins. Just giving you a heads up. Caveman, no problem. Yeah, I'm always happy to help people um, if I can with anything. We do have quite a large selection of stock boxes of just coins that people would want, all the way from half cents to silver dollars and gold. So we probably have about 40 or so 14-inch double row boxes. So like 5, 6, 7,000 coins that we keep on hand at all times of all the different stuff. And in a lot of the coins, we have multiples of in various conditions. So we can normally try to help people out. If not, you can send me an email and I can wait until something comes in and, let you know what the prices are. And you can always send a check just straight to the store. Let's see. Mike Panucci says, what kind of madness and buffoonery is going on in here? We are looking at pretty old coins. That's what kind. I think this is the oldest one that I picked up. Again, another one to fill in the old typeset hole. This is a nice 1804 half cent. One of the things you're going to want to look for are the curls in the hair. They normally rub flat. As you can see, like behind her ear, it's starting to rub flat. And then just the hair lines as they come down. Those are the things that rub off real quick. You normally see part of her ear. Just a little dot is what you'll still see. There will be like a literal hole there when it wears down enough. The rim, you want to make sure you see a nice rim on the thing. This one does have a few scratches, but it is 216 years old, so not unexpected to have issues. It would be nicer. You've never seen one, Vern? Yeah. That's probably one of the best things. I know Mike has talked about it. It's one of the best things about living in Southern California. Lots of Bitcoin shows and lots of major auction houses. We can go to any of the auction houses and see coins that are $50 to coins that are $10 million coins. And they're just sitting there in boxes, and you get to walk up and you fill out a card that says who you are and your bidder number, and they just hand you all the coins you want, and you get to hold them and look at them and stuff like that. So it's amazing to be able to see that. I know whenever there's the big shows back east, like for the ANA and stuff like that, Heritage always sets up, and anybody can do it. So we do recommend that if you want to go see some amazing coins or paper money or foreign stuff that they have, auctions on, it's very easy to just go and see that stuff. A lot of the times you don't even have to go into the show to see it. They have it just in the entryway. So you just go and you sign up and go in and sit there for hours and hours and hours, and they are happy to continually show you all the stuff because, of course, they think you're going to be bidding. So, but that's just part of it. And as you can see on the reverse here, it's 1/200 because it is a half cent. So you need 200 of these to make a dollar. So just imagine, having to carry these around back then. If you wanted to have a dollar, you had to have 200 of these, and it's basically probably just slightly smaller than a quarter. So, and I'm sorry for Nightbot, but Nightbot is set to go on night mode when I'm not actually streaming, or when I'm streaming but not actually on. So it just keeps saying stuff. So that is that little beauty. So I think that's the oldest one I got. I don't think I picked up any large cents that old. Let's see. Well, we'll look at a large cent next. This one is a pretty nice and clean looking. It's not cleaned, just a clean looking 1831 large cent. And on this one again, as you can see at the high points of the bun in her hair, it's getting worn down to the top of her head and then on her cheek as well. Those are the very high points, and they get worn away. So to still see some lines in the hair, that's pretty good. It's not fantastic, but it's really a really nice coin. There are very few hits. If you look below her ear, there's like a hit. Um, but really, there's not a huge amount of hits on the coin. And yeah, let's see, not very many. Right there above the bun in her ponytail. Out in the stars, you can see a die crack running, from like two of the stars and then out to the denticles. So pretty fun stuff. She's not exactly the happiest lady, but not too not too shabby. It does say 1 cent. Um, it doesn't have the decimal down below. They got rid of that earlier on. And on the reverse, you're looking for the detail in the leaves. As you can see, let's see, next to the E in cent, or sorry, the E in one, you can see how those leaves are still, you can still see like the lines in the leaves, and it shows a little bit of depth. But if you look on the other side next to the C in cent, you can see that it's kind of been wearing away on the top part of the leaves. So you want to see more of the detail than anything else. So overall, again, a nice grade. Nothing phenomenal. None of this. I don't think any of this stuff. It looks like grandma. Yeah, it looks like Lady Liberty. But yeah, it could be someone's grandma. Nice old curly hair. So, yeah, none of these are really meant for like PCGS or NGC. These are all just going into a book, except for one, and I will save that one for last. There is one that it may get out of the book and go into the collection. Oh, hold on, I gotta give my daughter a hug. Night night. Hey night, sugar plums. Oh, you have sweet dreams, okay? Okay, watch your belly. Yeah, that's a desk. All right, and she is off to bed. Next up is this 1838. This is a bust quarter. And a couple of things to note on this one. you will see the clasp on her shoulder that tends to wear down. There is another circle that should be on the clasp that you can only kind of partially see on the bottom. So there should be two circles. You only see the one, so it is slightly worn. And then also, if I bring it down a bit, you can see on top of the cap, the very part where it's folded over, that's worn down. On her cheek and above her ear as well, the hair is. Oh, sorry everybody. I forgot to put the thing down. My bad. Haha. All right, so let's start back over. 1838 bust half or bust quarter. My bad. All right, and in case you didn't hear, so right there on the clasp above her shoulder. Thank you. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. You can see there's supposed to be two circles on the clasp. You can see the bottom of the second circle on the inside, but it is slowly getting worn down. And then if we come up and look at up top on top of her cap where it folds over and on her cheek and above her ear, those are the high points on the coin. Those are the three places that'll start wearing down early. So you can tell, and even a little bit on the nose. I've never really noticed the nose as a wear point, but at least on this coin, it must have been a nice strike and was. So, and then if we turn it over, this does have a really beautiful eagle on the reverse, as you can see. There we go. And on this one, the high points of the wings on the very tops starts to wear down. You will, with these, you should, even in lower grades, you'll see the lines in the shield because it's actually pretty deep into the eagle. On some larger coins, the lines go away much quicker. But on this one, you're going to be definitely looking above the eye at the brow of the eagle and on the claws of the eagle. You can see on its left claw on the right hand side that the toes are starting to wear away. But when the toes wear away enough to where they become part of the feathers, then you know it's starting to get worn down a bit. So, yeah, it's a pretty nice reverse. As you can see over near the T in United, there is a little bit of a scratch. And down at the bottom of the arrows over here near 25 cent on the bottom corner after the C, there's a tiny little scratch going down. I think these were, how to explain it, staple scratches. They're very fine. They're small. They're not 100% noticeable unless you have them in the right light. They kind of glimmer. So a lot of people used to put all their coins in the paper 2x2s with a little plastic in the middle and put 4 or 5 staples around it. I do highly recommend um, that you put them in like a plastic 2x2. I was like trying to show you underneath, like this kind of 2x2. It's hard to see obviously because it's clear, and you just put one staple up top. It's easy to either A, remove that one staple when removing the coin, or you can always cut the top of the 2x2 off, thus removing the staple, and then the coin comes out unharmed. That's the best way to do it, personally, I think, because then you stop a lot of the little micro scratches for uh sorry for coins like this. Aunt Frey 302 says, "Wow, there's my quarter. Thanks for finding it." You're welcome. But that one's going to my typeset. I know we do have others at the store. So earlier, I think it was Brian maybe who was mentioning a Trime. I did pick it up. A Trime is a 3-cent silver. I did get one of these little beauties as well. Sorry, there we go. These are very thin. A lot of them do come with clashes on them because the dies were so thin. They had so many issues that a lot of times the dies did go together without the thin little silver in the middle. As well as a lot of them are bent. because the silver is very thin and they would get bent in people's pockets and stuff. So it's very common for them to be bent. They scratch very easy as well. Peel and stick 2x2 flips are nice too. They are. They're a real pain in the butt to get stuff out of, but yeah, definitely, yeah. So that's the obverse. Um, Going from the middle where the shield is out to the edges, you can see right here on this one. You see on the star at the very the top of it, you can see how there's a line that goes out in the middle. A nice, very good sharp strike will have lines on all the points. This one only seems to have it on one, but it's probably been worn down a bit. The shield is nice that it's full, but it is getting worn down. And then if we turn it over, it is definitely one of the nicer reverses that they had. I like this better than the 3-cent nickel. Um, it's got the nice crescent with the little diamond and the circles. It's got little arrows underneath, and probably that should be like an olive branch above or oak branch, but it's just a really nice reverse. So, and this would normally wear down the crescent that goes around the 3 would wear down pretty well, and you'd lose some of the stars and stuff like that. Philip says Trime time, absolutely. Yep, gotta fill all the holes in the type book. All right, and then I did see 163-year-old, you'd be worn out too. Oh yeah, Aunt Frey, no doubt. But Aunt Frey was talking, and I guess I won't save it for last since Aunt Frey brought it up. Any 2-cent pieces? I think I already have my 2-cent piece in the book, so I don't think so. No. No. Sorry, DRS. Let's see. Rayman 67 still better than the empty hole in my typeset book. Well, slightly, yeah. So Aunt Frey said, where'd it go? I can find it. I need a bust half with a lettered edge. All right, how about that one? This is a nice 1825 bust half. Has a lot of the original luster still on it, as you can see, and beautiful book toning around the outside. This was definitely in the book quite a while. Again, with this one, you'll look at the clasp on her shoulder, and you can see that both circles are there. And yes, and Frey, I do believe this would be like an AU 53 or a 55. And this is the only one that I might actually send in to get graded just because of the premium that it commands. Though it would look really nice in my book. Like, really nice. As you can see, there are some hits on the neck and in front of her face, but I don't think that would lower the value. And though it looks like there's a lot of wear on the hair right there behind the ear, these are very common to be weakly struck, and you can tell by the top of the cap how you can see all the details still in the top of the cap, but the hair is very weak, and you can still see her eye strong as can be. The ear is pretty strong. It was very common for these to be weakly struck at the high points. Let's see. Well, let's see if I can focus the edge enough to see letters. There we go. That right there. Oh, it's upside down. Let me see if I can. Well, that didn't work. There we go. You can read the word 50 right there. Let me see if I can focus it any better. Probably not. No. So right there is the word 50, F-I-F-T-Y. So, oh, now we got to change it. Focus back. And here is the reverse. A lot of times you'll notice on these old bust halves where it says E pluribus unum, somewhere in the middle of pluribus, it's like it looks like it's worn away, but again, it's also uh, it's very common for those to be weakly struck at that point. As you can see, nice full eagle's feathers, except for at the high points on top of the head, at the top of the wings. Nice solid lines in the shield. There is the 50C on the bottom. These coins do have quite a few die cracks in them, even just ones that go from the denticles into the letters and all the way around the outside. If there are any, let's see if we can find any. This one could be an earlier die state that hasn't cracked all that much, which is nice. Yeah, this one's looking pretty good. So I may send this one in. I may not. Probably just going to go into the book. The toning and detail on this, yeah, it's a really nice coin. But again, it's not even all that expensive of a coin. A couple $100 gets one of these into someone's collection. It's not crazy out there. All right, so that was a $50. Let's do another large cent. I picked this one up, even though I'm not 100% in love with it. But it will fill the hole, and it's not too shabby. It's not great, as you can tell, but it certainly is not too shabby. This is a large cent from 1810. I guess I should pull out the old red book and go along here and tell everyone some information about it. Let's see. 1835, 1810. 1810 had a mintage of 1,458,500. According to the Red Book, there are two varieties: the 1810 normal date and the 1810 over 9. And even in the Red Book, it does show pictures of both varieties. I would venture a bet, looking at this, let's see. That's the one in the 0 there, the one in the 0 there. How the bottom of, let's see, the one on the first, that part's there. I would venture to bet that this is the 1810 over 9. Just because it's hard to tell, but how it looks in the Red Book, the top of the one is cut off a bit and much lower than the other one, and that's what this looks to be. Now that doesn't, in this condition, it says in AG3 that makes it worth $5 more. So it's not that it makes it an expensive coin; it just makes it a variety at this point. This one actually might be as low as a fair 2, might even not get to the AG3 status. And there is a nice little scratch at the bottom of her neck. So let's see, 1825 bust half, AU53 PCGS has a coin going for $5.25. That's true, but that's if that's certified, and that coin that I have is not certified, and no guarantees that it would go AU53. I have other ones that are extra fine 45 that look like that, so that drops it quite a bit in price. So Rayman says, I'm filling my typeset book with first year issues. Well, that's pretty good. That's a way to go. A lot of people do it different ways. Sometimes doing it like that might cost you a little extra. So the one would have to have a circle around it. That is true, but if you see in the picture, the circle is weak, and this is a very weakly struck coin. And if you look at the normal date, you can see the top of the one is strong with a point going across, as where the 10 over 09 is very weak on the top. So that's why I would guess that it's the 09 variety. Again, not going to send this coin in for variety attribution, doesn't matter. You're talking no real difference in price in this grade. And I'm not even going to put down that it's that. It's an 1810 to me. If it were a high grade coin, I'd care. It being a lower grade coin, it really doesn't matter either way. So yeah, so to me it doesn't really matter. It's gonna fill the hole. Yeah, for now. I think I'll probably eventually try to upgrade it because I do want it slightly better conditions than these specific coins. All right, so let's see. For the typeset, we have $3 and 2 half-cents left. So we'll do $half first. All right, got ourselves a little barber. You can see up top. We'll start there. It's got a nice, basically full Liberty. It has been cleaned at one point, no question about it. But for the price, not too shabby. It does have some scratches. Again, these are very, very consistent with staple scratches, how they look. And on coins like this, they're not unheard of at all. So you can see the B for Barber right there above the 1. That's still available. Obviously, you want to look for Liberty because that wears off quite quickly. And then on the reverse, this is a Philadelphia. But as you can see, the Eagle's feathers are what wear off pretty quick. You'll see the chest plate wear down pretty quick. That's still pretty high as well. And if I move it up a bit, some of the next things to go are going to be the Eagle's claws and talons that wrap around the leaf and the arrows. And those kind of just then blend in and become just a blob with the arrows and with the leaves. So, but it's a nice example for the date. If one comes up in the shop that's similar but not cleaned, I'll probably pick it up. And I do tend to take the stuff back to the shop unless I know somebody else who's looking for something. I'll take it back to the shop and oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Had you on. I'll take it back to the shop and let another collector have a chance at it because it's always, if I can pass it on and make sure that somebody else gets a chance, that always makes me happier as well. So we saw the 1804 half-cent earlier. Here is the next variety, the 1809. Let's see if I can. Not that way. That might help. And then focus better, maybe. There we go. I don't know. The lighting's being weird. All right. So here's the 1809. The curls above the shoulder, those wear out pretty well. Vern says he bought a 1916S Unk, but Liberty is just a couple. Whoa, UN. Wait, were you trying to say Unk? It's just a couple letters. Do you think it's fake? Vern, you can always send me a picture and an email if you want. I'd be happy to at least give you my opinion. It would be very odd if a 1916 in an Unk had only a couple letters in Liberty. Because I mean, you saw what I had, and this is nowhere near an Unk. This has a full Liberty, um, and this is really, I think, just a very fine. And that's a detail. This is a details coin. It's a cleaned coin, no questions about it. I'm not gonna lie about that. There's no reason to. So yeah, and you can read full Liberty in very fine. So there's no, I can't think that yours would be Unk. It doesn't mean it's fake. It would just be odd. So yeah, if you want to send me a picture, I can let you know at least what I think about it, and let you know if it's fake or not. But John Jacobs, how you doing? Excuse me. All right, and here's the reverse. Nice, nice half cent. They got rid of the decimal already by this point. And now if you see the leaves, you can see how all the creases in the leaves are starting to wear flat. That's where it starts. Those are the high points on the reverse, are the leaves. So all the way around, all those leaves will start becoming flat. And then the ribbon down at the bottom where the wreath is, that'll also wear kind of to a flat area, and you won't see um, uh, the sticks. I'm just going to call them the sticks of the wreath that are sticking down the bottom. Stems. There we go. Stems. I couldn't think of stems. Where the stems stick out. That'll all be worn kind of smooth. So, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a nice 1809. Again, this will fill the spot, and this is definitely not going anywhere. And I have no plans on replacing it. It's a nice solid coin for the spot. So only a couple of the coins that have been cleaned might get possibly upgraded later if something comes in. But I have no real plans on upgrading any of this. I want to finish the set off and then just stick it away. I have no plans for it. It'll just be, my daughter's 5. Maybe I'll pull it out when it's time for her to get married, and that'll be, something to help pay for the wedding. All right, so we got $2 half and 1 half cent. So we'll grab this one. Both are seated, by the way, seated halves because they fill different holes. There we go. Now, again, this coin has been cleaned. I always try to be upfront because I'd rather educate people about uh, coins and what they're looking at. I don't want to say, "Oh, this is a beautiful shiny coin," and have people think that maybe it's original. If I think it's original, like the bust half, I think is original. I don't think it was cleaned. I think it's just an AU coin. This one, the Liberty is not completely there. You can see all of it, but the E is kind of weak. It's starting to get worn down. But this one was definitely cleaned and in a book. You can see the book toning starting to go around the outside. And I don't think this was. I don't think any of these coins were modern cleaning. I would say all of them. I know where the collection is coming from. We've had extensive dealings with the son of the collector. He did pass away about 2 years ago, and slowly his stuff has been coming into the shop. But uh, he put together most of his collection in the 60s and 70s. So, again, you're talking 50 plus years ago is when he started putting this stuff together. Uh, he was what seemed to be a really nice true numismatist. So even if he bought the coins cleaned, he knew never to clean his coins. Thus, why he stuck them in the books, and they've toned over the years with the book toning. So a lot of them, at least. Some of them didn't, and that could just depend on what they are cleaned with, whether it just kind of ruins it, and they just don't tone anymore. They might turn gray, but definitely not toned. So this particular one, I would probably say with the details on it, it's a very fine coin, but cleaned again. It is a very nice sharp coin. But I would not. I don't even know if this would go XF personally. It might get an XF details, but I think it would be closer to a very fine coin if we were going to grade it and put it in the case in the store. That's what we would price it at. We don't put grades on our coins at the store. We just put a price. And, it's up to the person to decide what they view the grade as and whether they view the price as what they want. Because grading is so subjective. If we put, this is an AU coin, someone's going to go, well, I think it's an extra fine. Okay. Well, everyone gets to think of the coin whatever they want. And that's why we just put prices on coins. And then it's up to the person to decide whether they agree with the price for that coin. So, yeah, my job is definitely kind of an issue because I grew up in a coin club. My dad was a president of a coin club when I was born. And eventually, um, hold on one second, I must cough. And eventually, sorry about that. I didn't have to. I took over as president, and as of 2 years ago, I had done 9 years straight, and then finally I did get someone else to take over. So so yeah, I've got 40 plus years now in the hobby, and oh, pardon me, man, my throat is just clogging up. And so now I get to work at a store, and that can be dangerous. Pardon, man. Eyes are watering, sneezing. Jeez. Okay, so I'll finish off these and then grab some water. All right, next up, this one is a lot nicer. Again, sadly, I do think it had a light cleaning, not a heavy cleaning, not like the others, but this one is a lot nicer. As you can see, it is an 1858. Are you one of Kittle's buddies? Yeah, Mike and I, we live about 45 minutes away from each other. He's been the president of another coin club. I believe he took over after I was president of that club. He took over from me, and he's been doing it quite a long time as well. So, yeah, I was the president of the Verdugo Hills Coin Club. He is the president of the Glendale Coin Club. Um, Currently, I am the immediate past president of the Verdugo Hills Coin Club, the secretary of the Glendale Coin Club, and the vice president of the Numismatic Association of Southern California. And then Mike is the president of that one, of the Numismatic Association of Southern California. So we will turn this beauty over because we're asked to see if there's a mint mark, and there is no mint mark. This is a Philadelphia coin. But as you can see, strong eagle on the back. See how there's this second line to the shield over here? That is one of the things that wears down pretty quick. Yeah, that's just the easiest thing. The top of the wings wear down, and then that part of the shield as well. So it just turns it into look like it's got a thick, thick part on one side of the shield. So, all right, let's see. I forgot I have a red book for a reason. Let's see. Ant Freight says 4,226,000. I'm assuming you're talking about this $half. So let's get to it on my pages. Yeah, 1858. Yep. Well, what'd you write? Ooh. Wow, my red book says 4,225,700. So maybe you round it up. This one I would definitely put in the extra fine category. Again, I believe it had a light cleaning at one point, but I don't know if that would actually detract from them grading it. They might actually still grade this coin, so there's no way to know without sending it in. I don't think it's worth sending it in. I think it's worth putting it into a type book and then, another 20 years down the road, letting someone else decide whether it's worthy of that at that point in time. But it's still definitely a nice $half. Again, for the price that I got lucky to get it for, I am definitely happy to have it go in the hole that it will be going into. And the last coin is another half-cent for the type book. Here we go. And there we go. All right. So this would be the last one in the series, the 1851. Yeah, it's not the last date, but the last, or is it the last date? I could be wrong. 1851. We have a book. 36, 49. No, 1857. It did go to 1857. All right, yeah. In 1851, there were 147,672 made, and in very good, it does show it for $60. Obviously, those who don't know the Red Book, everything in the Red Book is kind of like a high retail price. So normally, if you came in and this coin was in the shop, I would venture to bet, even in the condition it's in, it would be probably like an $85 coin. Um, I would call this a solid extra fine coin. All of the hair is still there. Liberty solid. The little braiding up within her hair above her brow, all solid. There is a little bit of looks like a hit mark next to her hair or next to her ear on her cheek. So it does have some little bit of issue, but it's original. I don't think it was cleaned at all. But nice half-cent piece. But I think actually, Aunt Frey, this is it's a pretty high mintage. If you look at the 1850 before it, that's 39,000. And then if you look at the 1853 is 129,000, but then go back to the 1854, it's back to 55,000. But in the lower grades, they're basically all the same price. So 1850 of only a mintage of 39,000 is the same price and very good as an 1851 with a mintage of 147,000. I don't know why that would be, but it until you start getting up into the high mint state grades, yeah, even at that point, like a mint state 63 brown, even the 1850 is only 800, as where the 51 is 500. It's just behind it. It should be a lot higher in price. So, and here on the reverse, you can see below the down here, that does appear to be a bit of a gouge. But if you see that dot right there below the N in cent, I actually would venture to bet that would be more of a planchet flaw, like a bubble in the copper. So not too bad. Well, a real nice one. Well, today's standards, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, very low mintage for today's standards. I get what you're saying. So that's the end of the type coins that I picked up on Friday. But now today was a completely different day. Today was a day of foreign coins. I have been picking those up quite frequently, working on sets, um, and a couple of nice coins that I picked up were this. This is a 50 centavos from Mexico, of course. This is 1918. This is kind of one of the keys for the 50 centavo set. And I have one, but it was thoroughly cleaned and polished to a nice bright mirror. So this one will replace that one in the book, and that one will come out and go to someone else's book eventually, probably. But because even in the cleaned, it's still a better coin. It doesn't make it junk. It's still definitely a better coin. But this one was nice, and I do always love the Mexican eagle as well. It is quite a beautiful eagle. It's got nice feathers and everything, and you'll see where the snake crosses the chest of the eagle. That is definitely the high point on the coin. And when that wears down, you will no longer see the lines of the snake. It just becomes one big bubble. So nice to have it still on there. I think this would be an AU graded coin. So I don't know the value of it. I just know that it is a better coin. I haven't looked all of these up yet, but that one is definitely going to be an upgrade to the collection. So, and then I have Great Britain and the Philippines, but I will show another piece I picked up, because not everybody knows that in the 19 teens that Mexico had a little bit of a revolution. This is, as you can see right on the cap, this is a Libertad. Phil, have a good one. Thank you. Appreciate you coming on in. Mexico has some really nice silver. Yes, it does. Absolutely, John. This being one of them. This was from 1915. The CH, I believe that's Chihuahua. That was from the Chihuahua Mint. So let's see. It's a really sharp coin. Un pesos. And up at the top, it's kind of worn down a bit. Oh, what's that? Un Jericho del Norte. So it's a nice, beautiful type. This one is going to be sent in. I believe it's a high grade for the coin itself. There's the eagle on the cactus. Again, a very beautiful, looking one. Republica Mexicana. So feathers were done. The snake is nice. Though the snake this time isn't the high point, as you can see. It does go through the center of the breast, but it's well in the breast where the feathers are going to be gone long before the snake will. So you'll see that line even when it wears down. I do have a much, we'll call it a grungier version of this coin. And it definitely, yeah, it got, rode hard and put away wet at one point in time. So, all right, other than, I believe it's a 1906S, I did pick up for myself. Now, I had most of them, but it was nice to just get a complete set of United States Philippines pesos. So on the reverse, as you can see, it says United States of America, and it's got the eagle and shield in the middle. And then this is the 1903. So if you want to follow along in your red book, the Philippines and the U.S. are together. It's way in the back. It's after the private tokens. It's near the Hawaiian area. So we made, let's see, we made 1903, 1903S, 1904, 04S. Now, of course, there are proof issues as well, but I don't have those. 1905S, the curved serif on the one and the straight serif on the one. I did only get one 5S in this, so I don't know which is which. I did not get an 06S, but I did get an 07S, 08S, 209Ss. And again, knowing the collection, even though I didn't really look at it, I would assume one is the S over S, because the guy did tend to collect kind of like from the red book on stuff like that, and a 10S, 11S, and a 12S. So it was definitely a nice set. This is the 03. So that's a nice, beautiful coin for an 03. I will pull them all out, since eventually I must pull them all out and re-holder them. So I'm going to be pulling them all out right now. And then just showing you guys. Basically, the obverses are all the same, and the reverses are all the same, except for when you get down here to the bottom. Right here, under that dot, is where you're going to start seeing. This is as zoomed out as I can get. I can try to, let's see. Let me try this. Main screen. Let's see if this works at all. Oh, that's rough. All right, that's not too bad. All right, so that's the oh, it's not happy. There it goes. All right, so the 03, this one right here, this is the 03P. You can see the dot right there, as where if you look here on this one, there's the dot with the S. So on the black background, that's the '03 Philadelphia. As were the other ones, the '03S for San Francisco. And yes, we did make these coins for them. Currently, they are set up when we left them on their own. We did provide them with a good mint setup, just like we did down in Panama. Except for Panama we still provide Panama with all of their material for planchets and everything. That's why their coinage is often interchangeable with ours, because it's the exact same size, weight, and everything. So their dimes, their quarters, their half dollars. So, all right. So that's an '03. Here's the '03S. We'll move this one out of the way. Put this one there. There's the whole '03S. It's going to do its autofocusy thing. And then I'll put the next one down under the scope itself. This is the '04. This is actually one of the nicer coins out of the group I got today. It's a really, really nice original coin, and I like it quite a bit for the '04, no S. I was quite happy to see that in this little book he had taken the time to really put together a nice set of all these. I haven't seen the 50 centavos, what's it, the 20 centavos, the 10 centavos, the 5 centavos, the 1 centavos, the half centavos come in yet. But if you put together the pesos, I'm assuming he put together the rest. So hopefully eventually those will come in. So that was the 1904. We'll take that out. We'll take that out. Here is the '04S. Oh, wait, we're going to put the '04 underneath so it can be viewed. How about over here a little bit? There we go. And then that's the '04S. I do believe, just like before, some of these were cleaned. This '04S definitely being one of them. As you can see, it's a bit too shiny. It does have some original luster, but not the best per se. So the '04 was definitely better. Let's see. John Jacob says, I have some old Balboa. Dad was in Panama to help build the airport before World War II, and he just found a 1996 Balboa. Yeah, they're exactly the same size as the quarter. We gave them their presses. Well, we sold them their presses. They were old presses that we used to have here. I believe they bought San Francisco presses. Not that it matters; they were all the same presses. And we, to this day, still provide them with the materials that they need for minting their coins. So, yeah, and that's why you can't the machines cannot tell the difference between a quarter Balboa and our coinage. So, all right. So that's the '04S and the '04. We'll go through these kind of quick because they're basically, again, all the same. And everything from here on out, I believe, is an S, San Francisco. And I chopped it again. I got the fumbles tonight. Thank goodness I'm not a football player. All right, there we go. Nice '05S. And as you can see up here on this one, you can see how white it is. It's a really nice detail, but it was definitely cleaned at one point. That does detract from the value, but putting together a nice run of everything other than the '06, which is quite a pricey coin. Yeah, that's kind of why the '06 is not going to be in here. I don't even think I've ever had an '06. So here is the '05. Now let's show the '07. Now this is the tricky coin of them all. Again, sadly, I do think at one point somebody felt it necessary to you know, take this one and dip it at one point. It just is too, it just doesn't have the original luster. But as you can see, I'm showing you the obverse for a reason, because you can see the flowing hair on the lady and all the details on her, and it is basically pristine. This coin would probably be a really nice unk. It does have hits and stuff, but if you see like right here in the field, there's little hairlines. So that would, I think that would exclude it from being an uncirculated coin because of the cleaning. But as you can see also in the feathers of the eagle and everything, this was a beautiful 07S. So, and if we take a peek at the 07S, that's over there. It has a very, very swift jump, which is the bummer because it goes in extra fine. It's a $20 coin, which this is basically a US silver dollar. So, even though I'm looking at a 2021 red book, this is an extra fine. It's closer to about 24 bucks right now if it were in the shop. Um, but Mint State 60 takes it to $250. So I would consider this one probably in the AU range. So it's probably closer to like $125 to $150 coin, even though it's cleaned, just because of the detail that's on it. So this one would definitely be a lot better than anything else. Let me move this out of the way, and I think it should show up here well enough. Again, see how the color is all the same? Even when you move it around, you do see the flashiness of the coin, but the color is all the same. The coins, freshly minted, shouldn't have all the same color. They have different depths to them and such. That's why I think this one was cleaned at one point in time. So here is actually a really nice sharp 1908S. Again, I believe someone dipped it at one point in time. It's gotten dirty over the years a little bit, but it has gotten a little bit better back to natural. I don't think it would grade, but definitely better back to natural. So there, that's the 1907. All right, so we'll move that one to the side. Bring the 08 up because we're almost done with these, and then we get on to the Great Britain stuff, which I think is actually way, way better. This stuff's fun because it has US history to it, but the other is nicer. So this is one of the 1909 S's. I don't have the diagnostics pulled up to tell the difference between the two 09 S's. Oh, I think I set the other 09S aside to look at anyways. So there's just one of those to look at right now anyways. So I don't have access to the other one. That's in the kitchen to look at. But at least the scopes are working well, so they're zooming in. Here is the 1910 S. Yeah, I think everyone's going to like the Great Britain stuff way better. So 1910S, get that one out of the way. Put the 10S up here. Again, as you can see, I think this one was dipped. There's some hairlines over here in the field. You know, I definitely don't agree with people, cleaning their coins. It's the first thing when anyone comes into a store, we tell them, when they ask, what do I clean my coins with? We immediately go, you don't. Because you don't. You don't clean coins. If you have an ounce of bullion or something that's not really rare, you can clean that, but it's not a coin, just generic bullion. If you have a dirty silver eagle and you're like, well, I'm going to clean it, make it shiny again, trust me, you bring it into a store, we're going to know you messed with it, and you might as well have left it dirty. So, you know. So 1910 to 1911. There we go. Move those along in the order. And then the only one left is the 1912. And we'll put that one up there. This one's pretty sharp, but again, I do believe somebody dipped it. So not much can be done about that. We didn't pay overly high for these just because of the cleaning. We definitely paid fair and strong because it was basically a full run, but not overly high. So, and even though Nightbot is going crazy, Daniel at Coin Help You says he cleans with a feather quill. Well, that would be him dusting. But yeah, I am sure he is not talking about coins because he should know better than that. If not, he needs to email me and I will let him know that he does in fact know better than that because I know he does. So all right, so there's that. I'm gonna put. Let's see. I was gonna put MMANDS. I think if I put that in chat. Oh, very good, John. Yeah. If I put that in chat, it should give a link to all the commands that Nightbot has if anybody wants to play with Nightbot. All right. So I dropped a couple coins. All right. So that is the nice big thick giant stack of yeah, peso coins from the Philippines. Next, I will show the coins in the flips if I can up here, and then I'll take them out for some closer inspection. But this is an 1890 crown from Great Britain. Very fine 30. Before taking it out, again, I noticed there's a little bit of light rub on the coin. I think this was more done with like someone's hand, like their thumb and forefinger to try to freshen it up a bit. They thought it was a little too gray. They wanted it to look a little better. Again, sadly, uh, not a good thing. A quill won't scratch. Well, it depends on how dirty it is. Those things are meant to suck up dust. You know, you certainly don't want them sucking up dust and then getting scratches on coins. But no, it's unlikely. This is the reverse. He's got the dragon under the horse. They're slaying the dragon. Nice solid reverse as well. Does appear to have some hits around the edges. Not uncommon for larger coins. They were frequently dropped. Same with our US silver dollars. So that does happen quite often. But all of these will eventually be reholdered into flips. Currently, as you can see, they're all in paper flips. And I'm not a fan of the paper flip. But nice coins nonetheless. Nice details left on the coin. As you can see, the brooches and that I believe is a medal that the queen wore. You can see the little locket around her neck is still visible. So not too bad for a nice 1890 crown. Not something one's going to find every day just lying around in a coin shop. This is all from one collection. Yes, Vern, we have been buying portions of this collection now for 2 years. The son who keeps bringing it in, he brings it in small little batches. And I try to get as much of it as I can for personal collection because a lot of it is nice. I think I mentioned to you the other day that I have an extra set of the Newfoundland halves. I originally purchased a book that from the guy that has the dimes, the quarters, and the half dollars. Maybe dimes, quarters, half dollars. I think it's got all of them in one book. Um, but I didn't. It wasn't a completely full book. It was like his leftovers, and he started working on another book. Then a couple of days ago, last Wednesday or something, the son came in with 2 complete sets of the half dollars. So I managed to finish filling out my set, and then I had an extra set, and I didn't even realize it that I had bought the extra set as well. But it's mine now, so I will eventually need to sell it. But yes, this collector collected for some 50 years, and he put together sets of everything, US, all the foreigns, and he had all the Danskos for all the foreigns. So I picked up a Cuban typeset, which included the Dansko Cuban typeset book. So those are extremely hard to come by. But that is why I call it Coin Store Scores. I do work there, but going on 2 years of working at the coin store, and as of yet, I am yet to take a paycheck as well. So I'm basically an intern, and yeah, and I just trade. So that's kind of how that works. I don't really get all that much. All right, so I'm trying to get certain things in order. All right, so this is another. I guess it's just a crown as well. It's a little bit. Oh, that's right. We're gonna show it up here first. There we go. This is an 1819 crown. Again, not. There we go. Not a fan of the flips. I tend to try to break it out of the plastic, use like a fingernail and break the plastic, and then it just comes right out so I don't have to try to get it through the staples. That's the best way to do it. But this is a nice, very early crown. And these were just in a little, they call them, what the heck do they call these? They call them, oh, like coin wallets. Little 3-pack wide or 6-pack wide wallet type of thing. All right, so here we go. We'll put this. I don't think this was a cleaned coin. As you can see, the date is kind of weak. It's wearing away, but it is easily visible as an 1819. So a nice, beautiful coin. And on the reverse, of course, it is slaying the dragon as well. But as you can see, the tip of the sword is blended into the horse because it's worn. Probably went through a million hands. Yeah, John says will work for coins. Absolutely, that is absolutely what I do. I get to grow my collection every single day I go to work. Luckily, I have a wife who has an amazing job, and I get to do this. Now, I do buy and sell coins as well. Every now and again, I do pick up too much stuff. I don't realize it that I already have that stuff. So, yeah, I do have to sell stuff to continue the hobby as well. But I get also stuff like this. If it could talk what a story it would tell. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Great Britain, 1819. You're talking just what 25 years after we said no to some tea. So something like that. Maybe 30 years. I can do math. Not this late at night, but I can do math. So that one's quite nice. Let's see if we can find the date on this one. Oh yeah, it's on the reverse. All right, so we'll move that off to the side. This is a half crown. Again, it's worn down as well, but if we turn it over, the date is significantly stronger. There we go. This is an 1820. So, and as you can see with the shield, it has the flower that is for Ireland on all the Irish money. They show all the different parts. So right after War of 1812, well, 7 years, but yeah. So let me crack this one out of the plastic as well, so that we can get a better look at it. Over here, obviously the headband is part of the wreath around the head is certainly part that goes away pretty quick. and his hair. There's always going to be a nice ear hole there. The reverse is significantly better than the obverse. It is all 100% intact. There is um, a full rim, as you can see, all the way around the outside. So not too shabby of a coin for that. Here is another half a crown. We'll move that one a little bit to the side. Here is another half a crown, a little bit newer. This one's an 1884. I would consider this a pretty high grade coin, probably close to an AU. So, and for an 1884 Great Britain and AU, that's pretty nice. 50% silver. No, I think these are sterling. I think these are 925. I don't believe they're 50%. That's why they call their stuff the pound, is because they used to go off the sterling metric. I could be wrong though. They did change things throughout history, but all right. So these, there you go, nice solid 1884 there. All the hair is all still there. And yeah, this is the reverse. As you can see within the shield, all the designs are still solid. All the leaves and the wreath around the outside is good. The crown on the top is all. These are all the places that wear down quite quickly because they're significantly higher than anything else. Let's see. Now I'm curious. If I open this and we go here and we go here, this should pop up there. And then if I bring that over here, make that bigger. Oh, let's make that smaller for a second. Let's move. Sorry, I got to move things from screen to screen to try to show you what I'm trying to show you. Where'd I go? Go back up there. Okay, let's see. If I do that, there we go. You can see world coins. This is my world coin book, 1800 to 1900. So let's scroll down and go find Great Britain. All right, page 537. There's the Gold Coast, Great Britain. We'll start right here. Okay, so we're going to look for an 1820 half crown. Pennies, pennies, half pennies. And yes, they do have pennies. We don't have pennies, they do. 3 pence, 6 pence, shillings. I guess these might be florins. No. Half crown. Yeah, half crown. That was right. Okay. Let's see. All right. So right here, this appears to be it. The 1820 half crown. Let me see how to zoom in so you guys can see that better. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there we go. That's a little better because that was small. 1820, that's the date right here. Mintages is included in the above. Oh, 1820 is over here. Oh, he's facing a different way. Which one do I have? I have the one where he's facing left, not right. Okay, so this is KM 672 right here, but we do not have that. We have this one. We have KM 676. It is 0.925 sterling silver, 0.4204 actual silver weight. Obviously, this one is a little bit light on that weight. It says in fine condition here, about 21 bucks. I would say that coin is maybe a very good at best, a good, very good, but not going to be the easiest to come by. According to this, they made 2,397,000 of all 1820 varieties. So less the proofs. The proofs are obviously different. So it's a common date coin, but it's a nice type coin. So there's that. And then if we stick with this and we look up this other half crown that was in 1884, let's find that. That is this design right here. And again, sterling silver 0.925, 0.4204. Okay. And we will come up here to 1804. That is right here. Oops, I moved it. 1,569,000, so slightly less of a mintage. I would call this one at a low grade XF, but closer to AU in my personal belief. And so XF is 125, UNC is 450. So this is probably around a $250 coin. So a nice coin for sure. Let's go back to this. So this one here that I'm moving, definitely a nice coin for the type. And I just dropped it on the ground. Yeah, it's all right. I got carpet, sort of. But it's, yeah. These are definitely staying in my collection. These aren't really going anywhere. These are not duplicates. I don't think I have either of these years. So, yeah. All right. Next up, this one really kind of caught me off guard, and I was stoked to get it because I know I don't have it. I was stoked to get all of this, but this one is really nice. It's an 1845 full crown, Great Britain. Let me relieve it from its holder. I'm going to put this under the scope camera. As you can see, a lot of the detail is left in the hair. The date is solid. There's no real issues with the coin. We go to the reverse. Again, beautiful crown, beautiful shield, all the way down, all the way around. It is wearing down a little bit on the leaves, I believe. They're not as crispy as they should be. I believe this to be a solid extra fine coin. I don't think it would make an AU at all. Not even a 50. It would be a extra fine 40 or 45. And so this is a solid crown. Let's go back to the book. And we can scroll down to the crowns. And this was an 1845. Right here. Yes, here we go. If you look right here in the middle where my little scrolly thing is scrolling, they made 159,000 of these coins. Let's see, in fine, we are at 35, very fine. 125 extra fine pops us up to a solid $850. So, and again, I believe it's a solid extra fine. I don't think this coin would go AU. So it would. Now, this is the Krause Publications book. These things tend to be a little high on average, but you get it into like a PCGS or an NGC holder, it really depends on how many are graded. So at 850, I personally think this is a little high for a raw coin. I think this is more like a $500 coin. And you might go, wow, that's a significant drop. Yes, because it's not in a holder, it's not verified, it's not been cleaned. It's not verified, that it's actually an extra fine coin, even though I would believe it to be that. It could be the high end of very fine, which would then lead it to be significantly lower than this. So that's why I think it being an extra fine coin, I would put it right here in between at around, in the raw state, at around $500. So let's see. Oh, yeah, it does still look great. So Duff's doesn't get any better. You age. I know. John Jacobs. That's funny. Sorry, I had Streamlabs covering up the chat. My bad. Shouldn't have had that like that. So this one's again this made me quite happy when this. Oh, let me change back to the main screen. This coin made me very happy when it came in. It is a very nice coin. It's quite solid for what it is. Yeah, it made me very happy to see that one come in. So uh, couldn't have been happier. And now going, we will just stick with the crowns right now since we're looking at them. This was another nice one. Now this one is quite bright, but I'm not 100% sure that it was cleaned. I think this is a solid low end unk. It's hard to see. I don't know if I can go in any closer. I don't think my camera is going to let me. Oh, well, that might go in, but I don't know if it. Oh, it does focus. Okay, we can get that to focus. I think this is a low end unk, and as you can kind of see, it almost has a semi-proof like feel. You can see in it. This is a crown. And where's it at? There it is. It's on the top. 1887. It is a beautiful crown. So we will crack on back over to here. And right here, you will. No, that's not the right one, is it? Is this it up here? 18. Oh, let's see. It's got that reverse. Hmm. Uh. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Let's go to the. £2, £5, trade dollar. Hold on. Let me read the back. Let's see. Interesting. 1887. Huh. Did I not see it? It says Great Britain. Let's see. Maybe I missed it. So we looked here. That's that one. And then when we went to go to the next one, it's not this. So, oh, would this be a double florin, maybe? Maybe that's what this is a double florin. If you see it right here in the bottom, oh, I will have to raise it up because it's got the silly thing. All right, so Roman I. Yes, this looks like a double florin. To me, according to that, so this isn't a crown. This would be a double florin. And in Unk, they made 483,000 for circulation, and in Unk it says it's worth 150. So I would say it's probably not worth quite that much. It's probably closer to $100 coin. It being the lower end of Unk. Normally, when they say Unk, they do mean just uncirculated, but most people would think it to be, closer. Where's the date? There it is, 1887. It's on the top. So most people would think you're thinking more of like a 63 for a full price. So that's not too shabby. Let's look up this other. This one is definitely a crown. That one is definitely a crown. Let me break a couple of these out so we can just look them up real quick. Let's see, 18, let's see, 90, 96. Here's an ow as I stab myself with a staple. That's a 91. Here's an 1889. Ooh, that one's going to be fun to look up. We'll look that one up last. It's bleeding a little bit. All right, so we'll scoot that one off to the side. Let's bring this one up. Here's an 1891 poor Queenie got hit by the Ugg stick. She was quite well. These older Queenies were not the best, but if you're talking about like maybe Elizabeth II, she was fetching when she was younger. You know, not too shabby. I'm sure most of these ladies were, kind of okie dokie at one point in time. All right, so this is an 1891 crown. So we'll come back down here, and that is over here, as you can see in this area right here. And in 1891, they made 566,000 of these coins. This coin, let me look at it. I would probably call this a very fine condition. I don't think it would go XF. It's nice, but I don't think it has all the detail there. So according to this, in very fine, you're looking at 35 bucks. And now on something on this, I would think that's actually inexpensive. I think this is probably closer to a $50 coin. For what it is, we do have bid boards, not currently, but normally at our coin store and stuff like this. It is a very popular piece, very popular design. So these do tend to go up higher. All right, so we'll go back to the world coins because we also have, I guess I should show it to you first. This 1896, as you can see, much better. This is definitely extra fine, broaching on possibly AU. Let me get my fingers out of there. Maybe it'll focus. There it goes. So probably closer to extra fine, but that's an 1896. Let's see. Oh, Lord. All right. Now we have to do a tiny bit of research. So 1896, it can be either an LIX or an LX. I don't know where to look for that, but hopefully I will find it. I'm sure it's somewhere. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but it's. I would call this, now that I look at it closer, a solid extra fine coin. Either way, and I don't think that matters. Oh, it does matter an extra fine. 250 or 150. Well, either way, I am gonna say it's an extra fine coin. I believe it's probably worth closer to about 100 and a quarter. If it was the better one, maybe then closer to 2 and a quarter, but probably closer to just 1 and a quarter. It's a nice detailed coin. Again, not a year I have, so definitely going to add it to the pile. 1889. Yes, 1889. All right, we'll go back to the world coins. Check out the 1889 up here. And there's an 1889 or an 1889 over 80. But it shows no value for the 1889 over 80, which tends to be completely rare. Normally, they're one-offs of something. Let's see, 1889 over 8. Oh, I don't see, the 9 looks perfectly fine to me. Let's do this. We can do this. We can do that. And if we put it in, like, I think the very middle, we can zoom, whoa, way the hell in on it. And let's see, if I do that right there, and then turn the light on and move it, that does not look like an 1889 over 80, like there would be a 0 over that 9. Now, sadly, there does appear to be a little hit on the 9. That's a bummer. But you zoom in that far, you should be able to see it. And definitely, I don't believe it's there, and they don't have a value. Again, that normally means it's extremely, extremely rare and thoroughly valuable. maybe one known or something of that sort. So we will zoom back out to make it nice and clear. So that's the 1889. We'll go back to that page. Let's see, this one, yeah, maybe a very fine at the best. 1889 very fine's about 35. Again, probably closer to a $50 coin for this right here, just because again everybody loves the depiction, of the dragon getting slain from the horse top. So, all right, next up, I do believe this one may have been dipped at one point, but again, a solid AU/UNC coin right here. This is an 1890. Very, very nice, very sharp looking coin. We'll come over here. In 1890, they made 998,000 of these coins. That's that right there. And in UNC, let's see, it's 250 in UNC. They don't have an about uncirculated area, and an XF, it's 100. So this not being what I would think is an AU UNC, you're probably looking at about 150 bucks. So it's that in between price that the coin will garner. Yeah. All right. So next up, there happen to be two of these in the book. So we're gonna have to see. And I do notice that a lot of times when there's two of certain things, he had varieties, or especially if they're in the same book, which these were. Normally, they would be a variety type of thing. So here we go. Let's put these under the screen for you. But here are two 1821 crowns. So we will go back to the book and scroll up to try to find those. There's 1831, 1826, so we'll have to come back down. Let's see. Here's an 1821 proof, and here's an 1821 regular. What is the difference up top from down below? Let's see. They're both facing that way. It's odd that he would have both. Obviously, proofs from back then can be low grade. You can have low grade proofs, so they don't always have to be amazing condition. I am just, oh, okay, all right. It's a very simple way to tell the difference. The edge lettering on the 1821 proof up above, that even in low condition is valued at around 5 grand. The edge lettering is Tortillo, as where down here it's Secundo around the edge. So since I'm going to be pulling both of them out of their holders, I will see if that happens to be different. Because that right there would be a true coin store score if there was a Tortillo. Let's see. Tutamin, Ano, Regina, SECUND. Yeah, I think this one says the Secundo. Okay, so that one says that. Let's see. It is hard to read these. Oh, this one says Secundo like real easy. The other one doesn't say it as easy. Jeez. Let's see if I can try to match it up. Yeah, let's see. So no. Et There we go. There's that. Tutam and Anyo, Regina. Yeah, they're both Secundos. Okay, so they're both the same. They're both the second variety. Either let's see, they made 438,000 of these. Sorry, sometimes it does take a while to crowns and florins. Yep, trying to take a while to figure these out. They both appear to be, the same coin. So one is slightly better condition than the other. They both have some rim dings. Both were probably cleaned at one point in time. Being 200 years old in a few months, not crazy. I don't. Let's see. I think one might make it to a very fine. Let's put them back under the scope. There we go. And actually, I think we can just do that. There we go. As well. So they do again both have rim dings, which would lower their value. But the grade is what we're going after. I think the one right here is slightly lower grade. It has better detail right here in the laurels and the wreath, but I don't think overall it's a stronger strike. I think it's just a strong strike up there. If you look at this one all the way around, right here, it's a lot stronger. So, and if we turn it over, there's that. There's that. I still think this one is it's got more design in the dragon. It's not as worn down as much. So this one might go to a very fine, but again, it was cleaned. So fine is 45, very fine is 150. It being, just shy of 200 years old. Up on the bid board, though neither of these are going away anytime soon. They're probably about 75 bucks each. Either one you could pick or choose. They're, nothing phenomenal or fantastico. So, all right, let's look up this. This is a little sixpence that came in the collection. There weren't very many small coins. A lot of it was large coins. So again, I do hope that eventually the person will look at this. That he does bring in the rest if there happens to be more. There we go. So this is a little sixpence coin. Quite nice coin. It's nice, like a slate gray. It's got some nice little lusters and pockets. Come on, turn for me. So this one's a sixpence from 1846. So we are going to have to scroll up to try to find that. I will get back to the World Coin Book. All right, here it is, sixpence. All right, so this says it can be 1846 or an 1848 over a 6. Well, it said 1846 on the flip, so I'm seriously doubting it's going to be an 1848 over 6. Now, that is a solid 6, no question about it. And on that one, they made 4,267,000. I think it's a solid extra fine coin. It has a price tag of about 85 bucks. But again, this is one of those coins where I think that might be a full retail type of price. I think it's more of like maybe a $60 coin. Nice early coin, no question about it. Oh, that one, sorry. No question, nice early coin, but I don't think it will command the full type of a price unless it's certified and guaranteed to be, that type of a thing, an extra fine coin. So, because very fine is 1450, extra fine is 85. I think it might meet that right in the middle, either very fine 35 or an extra fine 40. So it might be right there in the middle, and that's why you would guess, or at least that's why I would guess it would go, slightly to the higher parts. All right, so now we're gonna go to The 1900s, I only have 2 of those to show you. So let's go to the main screen, move that out of the way. Here is a 1937 crown. And we'll go back to the world coins, and we're going to have to open up the 1900s. So give me a second real quick to get to that. We'll open that one up. Luckily, I do, a couple years back, I bought these all on disc. They do come out with them every now and again on disc. So they're just a thing on your computer, and it's searchable, and it makes life truly, truly easy. All right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G would be up here. Germany, Great Britain, page 957. Easy to switch to that page. We are looking up for crowns. 4 pence, 6 pence, shillings, florins, half crown, crown. Here we go, 1937. Let's zoom in a whole bunch so you can see it. No, not there. No, I guess I can't move the page. All right, so right here, it's 1937. It's not a proof. Wow, they got all sorts of different varieties of 37s. Okay, this is just a mint state variety, made 419,000. I would call this one. Let me grab the coin again. It's not an unk. I would consider this one probably an AU coin. Doesn't appear to be cleaned. Extra fine is 25. Unk is 65. It doesn't have the really famous back to it, like right here below. So it doesn't always go for as much. So this is probably about a $35 to $45 coin. So depending, if someone needs it, they'll pay more, of course. But yeah, how's it going, Kayla? How you doing? Sorry, I just saw you. I don't know. Hopefully that wasn't too long ago that was you put that up there. So yeah, pretty nice. Now the next one, if I go back to the webcam, so that's the 37 we just saw. We can turn it over. You know, it's a nice coin. I don't think it commands an unk price, and even an unk that's 65, but I think that's high. So for a not graded piece, the next one coming in is going to be this is a 5 shillings. Yeah, which is also it's a crown. But if we put this under here, there we go, 1951. As you can see, very flashy. I know that they did make proofs this year, but I do believe that this is actually a proof like. I don't believe this is a proof, which is a lesser value of a coin. This isn't even a silver coin, though most would think it might be. Here, I'll move it up. As you can see right here, I believe this to be a proof like. So mintage of 2,004,000. Well, that's the total mintage for the year, as you can see, except for the matte proof is 1 to 2 pieces known. But in uncirculated, the proof like uncirculated, because it's not a proof, is $16. I am not quite sure why they're. Oh, frosted cameo relief VIP issue, 30 to 50 pieces known. Okay, for the proofs with a frosty cameo, yeah, this doesn't even remotely have even a bit of frosting on the obverse or the reverse. It all just it just looks like a proof like coin. But as you can see, it's also copper nickel. So it's not even silver, so it's not rare. Uh, it does have the very nice reverse that people like, so it would probably garner the 20 to $25 range for sale. So Not huge, but certainly cool for something that was from 1950s. Again, you're talking that's going to be 70 years old next year. That's a long time ago, and it's still, smoking awesome. So nice coin. I think that's basically it. Obviously, we're gonna have to have a coin at the end of the stream. Coin of the coin the streamed coin or the best coin or whatever you want to call it. I have no idea. Probably going to have to call it that one. This is the 1825 bust half dollar. Again, really, really flashy, but definitely not an unk. Definitely AU, not not certified. So I know that earlier it was someone put up was $7 too much for the 56 half crown. If that's what you paid, probably not. Let me look. I don't think so. Crown, 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 half crown, half crown, half crown, copper nickel, 53, 54. Yeah, they're copper nickel. 56. Was it John, was that uncirculated? Cuz let's see, a 56 mint state coin they made 33,935,000. Of course, that total does include the proofs. It's in nice shape. Let's see. Extra fine is 75 cents. Unk is $13 for the coin. If it's a nice tight piece in your collection, John Jacobs says no. I'm not 100% sure they made a 56 in silver. No, they didn't. At least not according to the book. Yeah, according to the book, 56 is copper nickel, which is I don't believe they made a silver variety. I think the last year that they made silver half crowns was 1946. After that, 47 and on, they're copper nickel. Yeah. Oh, see, yeah, copper nickel. Yeah. So, but yeah, $7 for a 56 type piece. Yeah, if it's in the nice details, so like the AU Unk range, that's perfectly fine. Extra fine, a circulated piece really shouldn't have cost you much more than $1. But if it's nice, then sure. And if you wanted it for the type piece, then yeah, from the 50s, yeah, nothing wrong with that. So that's something those would probably sell for about that price on the board. $4 to $10 depending on who's there for the night and who's collecting. So, but either way, this half dollar was definitely the gem of the evening. I do want to say thank you to everybody who came and hung out. I guess let's see if I take a peek, if I move Streamlabs out of the way. We have been going for just over, wow. That camera is having issues focusing for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, stop doing that, camera. That's just weird, man. Why are you doing that? Oh, there we go. Okay, it stopped doing it now. That's weird. I don't know why it was doing that. 2 hours and 3 minutes is how far we've gone. Again, thank you guys all for hanging out. That was fun. I do love sharing coins, especially coin store scores. I will be working with Mike to eventually have kind of like an online store available, not an eBay store. I don't want to lose 10% to eBay and PayPal, but I'm going to try to set up a little store like he has where you can just purchase coins and yeah, we'll send them out. So thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys all have a great evening. Sweet 1825. Yes, thank you, John. Thank you for hanging out. You were here quite a long time. LCS guy didn't know real value. Me either. Um, Yeah, anytime you want, you can easily look almost all of this stuff up online. If you go to NGC, you can look. They basically have a free listing. All you got to do is go look up on their foreign area, and that's basically these prices that are um, on the guide here. It shows all these prices. That's what they use in their valuations. So, but it's also great to be able to use it because then like the weight of the coins. It gives you all the information up here. It tells you that the coin weighs, at least when it was minted, 28.2759 grams. You know, who knows whether they were that accurate back then? Thoroughly unlikely. These crowns were 500 silver, and they were 0.4545 actual silver weight. So this is very good information. So yeah, NGC has it on their website. I think it's free to use. It's a great place to go if you don't want to buy the books. So let's see. Did you do it? Did you do it on one my videos? Muscle shells. Not seeing anything, my friend. Sorry. Let's see. I looked. All saw was in pounds. Yeah. I'm assuming you're saying you found that in pounds, in like foreign poundage. So PCGS, you say? No, NGC. PCGS does not have as much information on the foreign coins as NGC does. So I would go to NGC's website for that. Though you can always Google this stuff and it pops up pretty easy. You type in, 1956 half crown, and it should pop up with all the information as it is. So Google's pretty handy to have. For just the basic information, you want more information. The books are always good to have as well, or NGC. So yeah, so that's kind of it. For those of you who don't know, I do this every now and again. I'm not a full time streamer. Obviously, I work at the coin store full time, but I'm always available via email. I think if I type that in, and yeah, I love answering questions. That's part of my thing. I do enjoy helping people out. So any questions you guys have, there are no real stupid questions. I get everything asked all the time. So at the coin store, and I've been the president of a coin club. So you guys are always welcome to shoot me an email and ask a question. I don't always get to my emails the same day, just so you know. So it might be a couple days, but I will respond. So thank you, Kayla. I appreciate that. Um, Very nice of you to say. Thank you very much. And yeah, so I'll end it there. Hopefully, you guys all have a great evening. It's 10:43 here on the west coast of the United States, and I will see you guys. Let's see. There he goes. I'll see you guys next time.